fuck is up, my bitches? If you're new here, hello, my name is Brittany, and today we're talking about one of my favorite brands, Dior, baby. They launched their new highlighters. They technically launched today, but I did order mine from Chic Profile Official. What was it? Probably a few weeks ago now. So I have two shades. I have the shade 01 Nude Glow, and then I also picked up 03 Pearlescent Glow. So these are the new Forever Couture Luminizers from Dior. I'm here to show you today them applied and do a shit ton of comparisons, because I'm like, are they really different though? Because you guys know, if you've been following my channel, I'm a big fan of Dior highlighters. So I tend to stay in like the same realm when it comes to highlighters. Like, I like the champagnes, I like the pinky tones. So I picked up two initially, and then I was like, all right, if I love them, I'll pick up more. So I do plan on picking up more, spoiler. So before we get into it, if you guys love Dior like I do, if you love to be a highlighted bitch like I do, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up or thumbs it down. That's cool too. You can feel free to subscribe. And you know what, guys, I've got 2 more days of work. I will drink to that. We're drinking the Mike, or no, this isn't Mike's Hard. It's Truly. Look at that really quick though. You could easily mistaken that for Mike's Hard. So it's almost Friday. And I did ask you guys today on my Insta story what comparisons you guys wanted to see, because when I hear like iridescent glow or like a diamond sheen, I always come back to the Fenty. I've been loving the Makeup by Mario. I've got a ton. You guys came through with the suggestions, which ones you wanted to see. So first I'm going to show you me demoing the highlighters that I have. I'll do one on each side, and then I'll go through and do some swatches between my highlighters that I have in front of me, because we got a ton. So I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to be using the Wayne Goss. This is the number 4. This is the brush that I've been reaching for the most when when it comes to precisely highlighting, which is what I typically do when it comes to something that's more beaming, because this formula here, it's supposed to be Dior's like iridescent formula. So from what I gather from that, it looks a little bit more sparkly. It has that high shine finish to it. But I feel like Dior's are all like that. I think these might be a little bit more sparkly, but I'm even curious to see myself, me swatching them all next to each other, because I'm like, I feel like I get some of the best glows from Dior. Like, as far as I have texture on my face, it makes my skin look not smoother, but their highlighters typically don't accentuate my texture. That's one of my favorite things about them. And then before we get into swatches, I actually want to let you guys know what foundation I'm wearing, if I could find it. I cannot stop wearing this. The Chantecaille, this is the Future Skin in the shade Shea. So I would say like medium skin with neutral undertones right now. I'm definitely more tan. And then I also want to show you these swatches that are on the Dior website. These to me do not really capture what these look like in real life. If anything, I think they're way prettier. Me and my humble opinion, but we're going to see what your favorites are today. And I did post these on my my Instagram. So if you're not following me there, you should be. But I'm like, do you guys like when I post like when products drop? I don't know. You guys have to let me know your guys' feedback. Are you guys like as excited about this product as I was though? Because I saw this packaging and I'm like, oh bitch, I love it. I think it's super duper cute. It feels high end, but it is a little bit lightweight, if you will, comparing it to, I don't know, like, I feel like the way that Dior used to do their highlighters, this feels way more luxurious. This is the original, I think. The original Nude Air 001, but I think this one was called Nude Glow before. Either way, it doesn't fucking matter. But this packaging, I personally preferred over basically everything else that they do, because it feels more like plasticky. It feels more like lightweight. It doesn't feel as heavy. But I love this, like, pillowy type texture. Like, it actually feels like a cushion. Like, you would almost think like a cushion foundation or something. So this is what the overall packaging looks like. You've got the sticker on the back. It says the name. It's got all the information. 12-month shelf life. You get 6 grams of products, or 0.21 ounces. Where is this made? Made in Italy. Let's just show you what these look like. How about that? So this is the first one. This is 01 Nude Glow. So I have used these. You've seen me wear these in previous videos. You just didn't know it. So you do see a little bit of damage done so far because I'm like, just look at it. It looks so beautiful. So how I like to do this so I don't really mess with the embossing terribly, I'll just run my brush over the whole pan and say screw it. So this picks up really nicely on the brush. And then again, this is Nude Glow. And she blinding, bitch. I do feel that this formula, it does accentuate a lot more texture. I went too heavy. Like, doing as much as I did, totally not necessary, because this is blinding AF. But you're gonna see this does accentuate texture, I feel, a tiny bit more than how their highlighters typically do. So that's what she looks like, heavily swatched. And then I'm gonna actually take the Wangos, the number 3. These are from the Edit collection. This is the newer collection. And I'm just gonna blend over this a little bit more, just to like sheer it out just a little bit. But you could see it's not anything really revolutionary. Like, this to me, this shade in particular, it doesn't give me the vibe of like iridescent. It just looks like a champagne-y gold highlighter. Like, I think it's described as a golden, like a golden, what is it? Let me look at it real quick to see what the exact thing. A golden bronze. Like, it looks like a golden bronzed highlight from space. So it's like, this is what I typically would go for. I have so many highlighters in my collection that look exactly like this. But I have a feeling when I swatch them, it's going to be the textures that are all different. But I'm like, for as blinding as this is, though, like, she's still fucking cute. And then if I spray, because I'll spray some setting spray. I've been using the Professional, the Super Setter. I heard Tati talk about that, so I bought it. So I'm like, all right, let's see how this looks for now. And then I'm going to spray my face after, because that's usually when everything kind of tones itself down a little bit more. You get it. So let's try the shade 03 Pearlescent Glow. This is the one that is more, to me, iridescent, because it looks white in the pan. It's got that same embossing with the Dior logo and all that fun stuff. But this has that like diamond sparkly type finish, but it has a slight reflect of another color to it. So I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to run my brush over it. Like, I'm running this brush over it so lightly. So the fact that it applied that like heavy for just running my brush over it really quickly, it is impressive. So this is definitely more of a formula if you want that super duper highlight effect. So I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. I think you guys can though. This has a slight blue reflect to it. I was wearing this in actually my empties video as well, but you could see how it has that diamond-like finish to it. Like, it actually looks like I have like the Edward Cullen skin going on. But it does have that iridescence, like it has that blue reflex. So I initially was like, oh yeah, this is what I typically go for my Kaleidos highlighter. So I'm going to compare them to those because this is exactly what those give for me. And it's beautiful. Like, it just looks so stunning on the skin. And it looks like you just have crushed diamonds on your face. Right? I think it looks so pretty, but when you look at it in a pan, you're like, oh shit, that is straight up white, but it's not. When you apply it, it's a different color. It almost has, I see Amanda says, got a blue purple glow. It does. It's got the most beautiful reflect. I'm just adding a little bit more to see if you guys could see the, like, do I call it a dual? I don't even know if I would call it a duochrome. I think iridescent is the perfect way to explain this. But like I said, anytime I've recommended Kaleidos highlighters to you, this is what I'm talking about. It just gives that different sort of a spin on a highlight. So like editorial looks. But this is still like super wearable, I feel, for having a slight reflect of a like a more odd color to wear for a highlighter, if that makes sense, because it's so diamond-like. Like, I don't know what else to say other than I think that these are beautiful. And again, Dior is one of my favorite brands, and this is exactly why, because it just, they give products that just look stunning on your face. So you're like, at first you're like, I don't know. Like when I first applied that, I'm like, I don't know. But then as it sits on your skin, and as you kind of move your head back and forth, it's just something about their formulas, especially for their highlighters, breathtaking. Cannot recommend them enough. So I'm going to spray over my face. The mister on this is so nice. I just want you guys to see the difference, if you see anything, with a setting spray on top. Because I feel like this is where it's like the highlight just kind of comes to life. So we're going to let those sit on the face. Now let's have a little swatch party. So I'm going to start with the Iridescent, Iridescent Glow. Because this one, I'm just like, I feel like this would be something that would be very different for people's collection. So when I run my finger through it, you're like, all right. It has that beautiful diamond-like finish to it. It's stunning. But I will say, if you have these highlighters from Kaleidos, I think these have a stronger reflect of a color. So this one here is the shade Moon Cruiser, and then I also have Skywalker. So the Kaleidos were all sent to me. But these ones, to me, they have a stronger shift to them. But I think that the Dior has even more of a diamond-like effect to it than these do. And there's like a naturalness about this one here, the Dior. But they're so, like, it's just like, look at it. The fly is back. I know, Ronnie. I can't. I tried killing it before I started. So I just wanted you to see these like all next to each other because I'm like, okay, that's initially what I thought of. I also thought of this Odin's Eye, the Norns Mesmerize Spring of Life. I don't even know. It's a highlighter. But this has that like white blue base to it. I just wanted a swatch comparison, but I don't think it's going to be anything similar. But in the event that you had this one, it's got more of like a baby blue reflect to it. I'm going to do a zoom like after I get all these swatched on my hand, but there is something like my eyes keep going to that Dior one, and I think that's where it really does stand out. So I also want to pull up Fenty How Many Carats. Oh my god, this looks repulsive right now. Like you could see my bronzer just chilling in there. So this is the one when the pearlescent glow is described as a diamond sheen. This is what I refer to with Edward Cullen skin. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We've all seen Twilight, right? This just looks like diamonds all over your face, but this has a putty texture. So this is where I feel, I'm going to swatch this the closest to the Dior, because I feel like if you love this, but if you're like me, like I don't love the texture of this. I don't love the putty because it's like it sticks. It sticks in like weird spots. It doesn't look as smooth. It doesn't look as flattered. There's just something about this that I'm just like, I like it for all over my body, like using a really like dense like kabuki style brush and just applying it all over my body. But for like the tops of my cheekbones, I like to use this more as like a finisher. If you love How Many Carats, I think the next closest thing with a powder finish is going to be the Dior. I think that the Kaleidos, like even looking at them in real life, the Dior looks more like the Fenty because it has more of that white base to it. Whereas the Kaleidos, one has a more strong purple, one has a more strong blue, and then the one from the Norns collection, that's just like not even close. Same. Snagglepuss. I did not like the texture either. I feel like you could even see it right there. Like it even has a similar effect on the face. Like, am I full of shit or what? Let's do a zoom. We'll do a zoom on here. That way you guys can see how these look on my face. That is so blinding. It's like nuts. But be mindful, I did apply a lot. But all of the texture that I have. So I'm like, all right. So here's the swatches. You've got Fenty, Dior, 2 Kaleidos, and then you have Odin's Eye. These are the closest in my collection that I have to something that has that like white base to it with like a reflect. This is what I came up with. I didn't really have anybody asking for comparisons for this one specifically. It was a lot of comparisons to the number 3 Nude Glow, or number 1 Nude Glow. So I'm going to take these off here. What's your guys' favorite? I would love to know, because if I had to pick one, I'm going with Dior. I just think that there's something so beautiful about that shade specifically. With this other shade, though, the number 1, that's where I'm like, I don't know if I needed this one just because of how many champagne gold highlighters that I own. So let me dig this out because I think that's the wrong one. That is. Let me find it in my sea of highlighters that I have going on right now. So this is number 1 Nude Glow. So I saw on my Insta story, people were asking for this compared to basically all of my Dior highlighters. And I did pull out, I'll swatch it for you guys when I do this one. You see how this doesn't have like, I don't know, like when I hear iridescent, I think of just something different. This reminds me a lot of their original formulas, like the Diorskin formulas. So here's a swatch of the new Forever Couture. Now I'll do number 1 in the Diorskin Nude Air Luminizer. It looks so... I keep, like, placing it in the wrong spot. What am I doing? Get it together, Brittany. They look so similar. It's like, do I need both of these? Nah, not really. Like, they're so close. I can already say, like, right off the bat, like, I did not need this shade. But I'm still glad that I have it because I'm at the point now, like, I just love to collect Dior stuff. So let's see how the swatches look next to each other. So here's the new, here is the old. They're so similar. Like, these to me are not different enough where I'm like, oh, you need this in your life. And there's nothing iridescent about it. I think the formula, it does have a little bit more glitter. Like, I notice more glitter when I look at this swatch here. Maybe that's what they mean by iridescent as far as, like, giving more of that sparkle sheen. I don't know. Like, I just think this looks so beautiful and so different. Whereas this, it's like, okay, I've seen this, like, a million times in my collection. So let me pull out. I pulled out these Dior, the Dune, from the Diorskin Nude Luminizers. This was the Summer Dune collection. I don't think these are at all similar. I'm going to swatch pink Dune, but this is not pink. Like, this is not pink is what I mean. So I'll swatch it just so you guys could see, like, what the differences are, but you're going to even just look at the pan and be like, nah, they're not the same. Like, this is straight up pink, whereas the other one is, it's like champagne gold, like we've said like a million times. So here is from the Dune collection. It's pink. It's not the same. I do wish that I had like every shade of the new Dior just so I could see like how different they are. Just because of how different these two look on my skin already. And then I also have the Diorskin Nude Air Luminizer in the shade 03. What is the exact name of this one? Because the other one's number 1, so this one's number 3. So this was, oh my god, this is so old. I bought this for like my 27th birthday. Even these are like, okay, hold the phone. Because one of these were gifted to me. The number 1 was gifted to me. Let me put these all 3 next to each other because I'm like, these look so similar. Okay, I see what the difference is. The number 1, this one here, is lighter than the number 3. Number 3 is more golden. Okay, so let's see what this one is closest to. I think if I was to compare, it's more similar to number 3 than number 1. You see how the number 1, it looks more pink? I say this is more champagne. These are more golden. So if you have the Diorskin Nude Air Luminizer in 003, you probably already have this. But I'm going to swatch it anyways just so we could see it. And by have this, I mean you're going to have something that's so similar that you don't need both. Oh my god. This highlighter is so special to me. This was my very first Dior item as well. So let's see. In the swatches, how do we look? I don't know, swatch-wise. Swatch-wise, it looks more like, look at the fly. It looks closer to number 1. Here's number 3, here's number 1. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? It might even be like in the middle, but it is like dangerously close to number 1. Like I see slightly more yellow and slightly more pink in the new. On the face, you're not going to be able to tell the fucking difference. I'll leave it at that. And then I also pulled out the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. This was the original in 001 Universal. If I had to recommend any highlighter from Dior, I would pick this. Simply because you get 4 different shades in one. Even if you can't use them all, it's like, I love the packaging of this. However, I do notice that my pans, they do come out on occasion, but it's like I have 3 of these shades. I wear these all the time. But this packaging doesn't feel as luxurious. I just saw Mo. The older packaging for sure feels way more substantial and heavy. Yes, totally agree with that. The new packaging, it's nice. It's just not, it's not weighty. It's not heavy. That's really the only difference. It still feels like high quality, but it just doesn't feel like what it used to. It used to borderline feel like a weapon. So I'm going to swatch these two shades here. These are my most used. So this one, I always compare this to the number 3 that I just swatched. This is like, if you have the face palette, you don't need number 3 or vice versa. And then the number 1, yeah, like this white one. This is straight up white. Like, this is what I expected from the new Pearlescent Glow. So I'm just going to swatch this off to the side because if you have fair skin, that's a highlight for you because that's actually white. Whereas the Pearlescent Glow, it has that iridescent effect to it. I'll swatch that next to it just so you guys could see the difference. It looks way more diamond-like than the Backstage face palette. I had to think about which one I just showed you. But that, like, this palette is so fucking good. Oldie but a goodie. I also linked down below. I have all these linked down below. I linked this palette, but in the gold. You can't find that, like, anywhere. It's linked at Selfridges in the description box right now. I kind of want to get it, because I think these are bomb. And they're, like, I think they're, like, $48, and that's usually what you pay. Like, these are $48 a piece, these new ones. Or at Selfridges, they're, like, $42.50. A lot of the times when you shop Selfridges, like, luxury, typically the prices are a little bit less expensive. Highly recommend Selfridges as well. I think they're a fantastic retailer, so I've been loving them. So I would say if you're looking at any of these other highlighters aside from these, Selfridges definitely check, but these as of right now are only available on Dior. So that's everything that I have swatch-wise for Dior. Now I want to show you guys some swatches that you asked for, the ones that we always come back to. I'm going to wipe this off. I have, like I said, mostly comparisons to the Nude Glow, just because I really don't have a lot of highlighters that are white. It's not something I typically go for, because normally it's too light on my skin, but I think with this formula, like, even though, like, I'm medium skin tone, like, I could still get away with rocking this right now, especially with, like, an editorial moment. So pretty. Okay. Snagglepuss says you didn't even know there was a gold one. They were limited edition for, I think, holiday last year. They had the gold one, they had like a copper tone one, and then they had a pink themed one as well. The gold one was my favorite, and I just saw it on there today. I'm like, ooh, I might need to snag that, because big fan of Dior. So let's do Nude Glow from the new collection. That is such a beautiful ass highlighter though. First one, I know Mo's gonna love this. We got Tom Ford, baby, and it's not even Tuesday. I saw this shade here, and I'm like, these might pass. I think the Tom Ford's going to be slightly more golden. I got ahead of myself. This is the Tom Ford. Where did it just go? The Sheer Highlighting Duo and Reflex Gilt. I feel like these formulas are very similar. They have, I don't know, it's like they look smooth. They've got a slight sparkle. They're flattering. They can emphasize a little bit of texture, but compared to other highlighters that are that blinding, they are more flattering. I don't want to confuse anybody. I also pulled out, this was requested on my Insta story as well, the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Powders. Can we get more of these, Manny, like any fucking time now? Because this formula, oh my god, hot fucking fire. This formula is like, it's so metallic, but this one I feel it's more metallic. It's not really sparkly. It's got the shine, but it doesn't really have the sparkle like I would say the Dior and the Tom Ford do. So that is the shade Venus from Lunar Beauty, the Moon Prism Powders. I feel like I was like the first person that talked about these because I'm like, did everybody forget how fucking amazing they were? Just wondering, because incredible. And then I also pulled out the Chanello. This was the recent highlighter. The Perles de Lumière. What the hell is the shade? The Illuminating Blush Powder. Like, why they call this a blush, I have no idea. But, striking resemblance. This is what I'm saying. Like, this was a shade I definitely did not need because that was probably super loud, my bad. That is so close to that Dior. I feel like you could really see that in the swatches. I feel like formula-wise, very similar. I'm noticing like a tiny bit more sparkle in the Dior. But as far as like undertones and everything, those two are pretty close. It's so weird. Like when you put, like when I put these next to the Dior initially, it's like, oh, they look really close. But then when you go back to something that looks more like these do, it trips out your eyes. It's so bizarre. So if you have the Chanel, probably don't need the new Dior. And then I just gotta do it because Becca's leaving us soon. This is the shade Opal from the Becca, the Shimmering Skin Perfectors, the oldies but goodies. Who remembers Becca Opal? Similar vibe though. It almost has like a beige undertone. That fly is so, so distracting to me. So there's that one. I also pulled out, this was requested. I'm like, why? I hate this highlighter with like my entire being. The Pat McGrath. I even feel it and I'm just like, no, formula was so bad. This packaging was fire, but the formula's hot garbage. So I'm going to swatch this right next. That's got more of like a pink undertone to it, but on my face it pulls gray. Not the vibe. So there's that one there. Not even close though. Would not even put that remotely near each other. So then I pulled out, since we were talking about Kaleidos, I pulled out the shade Ray Rider as well, because in the pan side by side, these looked very similar. And again, I came back to like the formulas. I was like, these could be like a similar type of formula, but I think Ray Rider is a little bit brighter. This one's more like champagne gold. I'm noticing more, I don't know, like I'm even noticing more like white with this one here. Oh my god, Becca Opal was your first highlighter? Yes, they see the fly flying around my head. It's a thing around here. I was also asked to compare to the Natasha Denona, the I Need a Nude Glow highlighter from her I Need a Nude collection. So let's swatch this one here. I feel like this is going to be like similar vibes as well. How many highlighters do I need that look the fucking same? I do feel, though, I like the Dior better. The Dior looks softer. This one here, the Natasha, it doesn't have the sparkle like the Dior, but it doesn't look as smooth either. Like, I feel like I could really tell products, like especially powders, like when I swatch them on my hands, I could usually tell if they're going to look good or not on my texture. I don't know why. I feel like it's just a gift at this point. I know the fly needs a name. Guys, come through for me. Name that damn fly. And then I also pulled out, because this has been like a recent go-to, the Makeup by Mario, the Soft Glow highlighter in the shade Golden. I love this. And you know what? I actually want to pull these like really close side by side because formula-wise, texture-wise, like they both feel so soft. There's just something about this like texture though. Like it looks so smooth on the skin. It's like the Dior effect. I swear. I say that about every single Dior highlighter. It's like as it sits on your skin, there's just something so pleasing about how smooth it looks. Like it just looks like it's supposed to be there. It just looks like it blends like to perfection. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's exactly why Dior has some of my favorite highlighters, because I just think that they look incredible on my face. And then I also was requested the Chantecaille. This is the only Chantecaille highlighter that I own. It's the, oh my gosh, the Radiance Chic Cheek Highlighting Duo in the shade Coral. This formula reminds me a lot of the Tom Ford, but I think it's more subtle than Tom Ford. I didn't get a good swatch on that one. So let's see how this one looks in comparison. I don't know, like, which one is catching your guys' eye? Because I look right at that Dior. Every single time I put my hands up, I'm like, yup, just looks perfection. Chad the Fly, Freddy the Fly. Come on, guys, get the names. I don't have Becca Moonstone anymore. I used to own that one, but I decluttered it. I'm sorry. So I also pulled out the Scott Barnes palettes. I pulled out the cheek palette because I feel like a lot of my viewers probably have this because of how much I recommend it. So I wanted to do the showy highlighter because this is another one of my favorite formulas as far as like gives you that blinding effect. Fucking fly. But it looks very smooth on the skin, but I think the Dior looks even smoother. I will say though, I'm going to be honest, highlights translate different on the face. Like, I could swatch these all day long and you could see like the undertones and stuff, but it looks so different when you apply it with a brush. So keep that in mind. This is just like okay, if you want an incredible formula, literally get any Dior highlighter, period. But if you're looking for a shade that's different from what you already have, that's why I like to do comparisons, because it's like, really? Really, Brittany? Really? Just so you guys can avoid that. And then I also pulled out his basically highlighter palette. Look how gorgeous this is. So pretty. I'm going to do Twilight Sand because it has that golden look to it. This actually might be closer than that one from the blush palette. Let's see. No, that's got like more orange to it, I think. I'm noticing a warmth to that one there. I don't know. That's like a perfect highlighter tone, in my opinion. It's not too warm. It's not too cool. It's like a neutral. Oh, a neutral. Like, I keep wanting to say champagne gold because that to me is what it looks like. So those are that. Those are that. Wow. Good job, Brittany. And last but not least, okay, because I cannot do a highlight swatch party without the beloved Amrezy. Because this, I swear, every time we do anything highlighters, we're like, but is it the same as the Amrezy? This formula is so, so good. I need to make, a close spot for this one because I feel like if you're, okay, I feel like if you're looking for a formula that's really close to what this is, Dior, Tom Ford. Those are the two that I'm just like, yes. Even Nabla. I think Nabla is a close texture-wise, formula-wise. I might even say, I don't think the shade is similar. No, that's definitely different. Wow, I thought those were going to be way more similar than they actually are. See how this one is more champagne, whereas the Amrezy, it's more golden? Oh, thank you, Back Chat Beauty. Oh, what did she say? There's super chat. Oh. You inspired me to make a channel. Yes. Love that for you. Everybody go check out her channel. So exciting. Oh my God. I'm so shocked that those are not more similar. Wow. So this is the one we're comparing literally everything to. I think if I were to pick, it's this one. Like these two right here, but I think it's this one is the closest. What the hell was that? What did I do after Lunar Beauty? Let me think. Think, Brittany. Chanel. Wasn't that Chanel? I'm pretty sure it was the Chanel. Let's do those side by side real quick. That way I can validate myself and give myself a pat on the back if I'm correct. One more swatch. So let's do... I need to find a good spot. Oh my God, this is like the biggest downfall with tattoos. All right, I'm just going to wipe these off. You guys saw it, right? I've been looking for a new highlighter that doesn't emphasize my texture. I feel like high end is where it's at. 100%. 100%. I have tried... I feel like if you're going for drugstore, Wet n Wild is probably the best at the drugstore, but it's been so long. There's just something about Dior. You will not regret it. And you know what? That's why I come back to this palette here, because it's like, it gives you options, and I love that. But you are... Hello, Fly. You are getting something different, especially with that pearlescent glow. So this is the new Dior. And I want to swatch the Chanel side by side just to, you know, reassure myself that I'm not full of shit and remembering things incorrectly. So this is the highlighter that we're talking about. This is the one that just launched recently. Okay, Chanello. Let's see if I guessed right. They're close. I'm noticing when I put these side by side, let me swatch this one a little bit more, just so I get a little bit of a bigger swatch. I notice when I put them side by side, I'm noticing more pink. I'm like getting like a chameleon vibe from this. Like, maybe that's like the iridescence of this one, because it's like when it's by itself, it looks gold. But then when you put other stuff next to it, it's like it changes. Or no, when you put it by itself, it looks more like pinky, I think. Hold on, let's test the theory on myself. Maybe that's what it is. Because it's like, I feel like I'm tripping myself out looking at this right now. Oh, man. Well, either way, guys, I am happy to have these expensive-ass highlighters in my collection because, you know what? Dior's a fave. I may have a bias. I'm well aware. And you know what? I ain't mad at it. Because I love Dior products because they look incredible. I'm like, I feel like that was the right one. I'm still so shocked at how different that looks. Let's do one more for the road. I want to take the original 03 again, because I felt like this was the one that was, or maybe this was the one. Was it Chanel or was it this one? We'll find out in the playback, I suppose. So this is Diorskin Nude Air Luminizer in 03. See, this looks brighter though. The struggle. The struggle is real today. But I do, like, okay, if I'm looking at it like this, it does have, like, a duo kind of moment to it. Because it looks golden. It's described as a golden, but I'm still seeing hints of pink in there. There's just something different about it. So that's it. That's the tea. That's what I'm going with, because that's what I see. And I don't feel that anything in my collection is identical to it. If I were to pick two that are close, I'm going to go with the Diorskin Nude Air in either 01 or 03. I think if you have either one, you're not going to be able to tell a big difference. If you're lighter skin, go with 01. If you're a little bit deeper skin, go with 03. So there's that if you're looking for something. Or you could just say YOLO and get this one. And if you want something that looks a little bit different, I will say on the Dior website, the like face swatches on the models does these no justice. Like, even looking at them on my face, like how different they look on me compared to what they look like in the swatches on their website. The power of videos, guys. And this is live, so I can't fake none of this shit. But I will say, like, out of the two, I'm so happy with this one here. Just because it has that, like, beautiful, that's the wrong side, Brittany. It's got this beautiful, like, diamond look to it. But it has a super soft and subtle, like, duochrome moment. Like, you've got that hint of, like, bluish purple. Like, yes. And it's so wearable as well. It's so pretty. I'm here for it. I keep seeing you guys asking what's on my eyeballs. I would love to see you guys guess. Because it was a product that I actually didn't initially like. So I tried it again today and I was much happier with it. Tammy, eyeshadow Brit, what are you wearing? Are the eyes Tom Ford? Not Tom Ford. I'll show you. Let me wipe these off. So let me know, while we're waiting for me to wipe these off, what was your guys' favorite highlighter? Do you like the new ones? Do you think that they would be worth it to you? Are you interested? Are you just like, nah, bitch, too expensive? Because I know $48 is expensive for highlighters. As far as I stand, I'll probably end up picking up more because I really think they're beautiful. And now I'm curious. I'm like, are they going to have this sort of effect to them? Is it going to have this sort of like a more, I don't know. It's like, it's almost like hard to tell that there's something more special about it, like the iridescence to it. Whereas this one, it's much more apparent because obviously you have the white base to it. Okay, so let me tell you what's on my eyeballs. I'll link everything that's on my face after the fact as well. So last call, whatever you want to know what's on my face, leave it in the comments now. I'm wearing, this is why this brand's one of the goats. Vive, baby. I'm wearing the Vive. What is this? The Eye Wand in the shade Mahogany. I'm wearing the Vive palette. I put, let's remember what I used. Delicious is in the crease. And then I put some Thay or Tay, not sure how to pronounce that. I have that on the lids. And then I also have some Carrot on the lids mixed with that. I also have Glimmer on the inner corner and on the brow bone. So this is the palette. This is the lip liner, the Vive lip liner in Brat. The lipstick is the Vive 90s. The blush was Sorbet. We had a Vive moment today. And I'm also wearing the Vive bronzer. I went through I went through my box of Vive today, and that's what I'm wearing today. Yes, it's Sorbet is the blush that I was wearing. Lips, what combo? Brat lip liner and 90s lipstick. Oh, and I'm also wearing the, where is it? M Cosmetics. The Morning Dew Crystal Lip Gloss. It's basically just a clear lip gloss, but it's so juicy. Ooh! And this is the blush that I was wearing. So beautiful. But guys, I gotta show you what I got today because I'm super excited. I almost wore these today, but I'm like, no, Brittany, it has sparkles in it. I can't let it interrupt. These came so fast. I'm so excited. If you know, you know. If you're a Brit, you know how excited I was for more Scott Barnes makeup, baby. So I got 4 shades. Let's see if I can read the shades on here. Oh yeah, it's got them right on the back. I picked up Samba Sass, Ultra Pink, Downright Dew, the golden highlighter that I probably don't need, and then Plumeria. So this will be one of the next videos that I do is on these beautiful blush singles. Spency. But I'm excited. Let's see. I can't decide if I like the Natasha Denona highlight. I really liked that highlight initially. And the more that I used it, the more that I didn't like it. There's something about Natasha's formulas that I'm just like, it doesn't look the best on my skin. And this has like a funky texture. Like, I come back to like, oh my God, I love this when I first used it. And then it's like the more that I got into the pan, it's like it played me. Because it's like, it got super smooth. And then it doesn't feel like hard pan, but it just feels like tough. There's something about this that I'm just like, it's not the fave. I might even declutter this one when I do my my next makeup declutter. I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet. What do I think of the packaging of what? Dior? I need to know when the declutter series will be coming. Soon. It's coming soon, girl, because I need to get this shit. Oh, the packaging of the Scott Barnes? To be determined. Ah! Oh my God, I only took 1 sip. Guys, let me know, what was your favorite thing today? Do you guys like when I do highlighter comparisons? I feel like it's only helpful, really, to see it on the face, but whatever. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were on this new collection. I like this like pillow. It feels like a pillow. It's nice. I like this packaging. I think it's really cute, and I think it's made real fucking cute to showcase in my new Alex drawer organizers. Because please believe we got declutter coming, and then there's going to be an organization series as well. Because I'm so excited for all my organizers that I got. Oh my gosh. Yes, the yellow looks so pretty. I'm curious about that yellow blush by Scott Barnes. I would love to see a video on them. Are those all the new shades? Yes, bitch. Yes, ma'am. Nordstrom haul soon. I could start shopping tomorrow. Who's shopping the Nordstrom sale tomorrow? I'm so excited. I probably shouldn't be shopping, but it's fine. Oh, let's see. Ronnie, we went over the eye look already. The packaging, I know, it's so cute. The fucking fly. I need to put a fly paper in here or something. Oh, let's see. I love the new Dior. That's different. At least this one's different. I don't think this one's that different, but it's still different. But this one, that's a vibe. I love it. I'm feeling myself over here. Okay, anywho, guys, we've been here long enough. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up or thumbs down. That's cool too. I appreciate all of you watching, even the hate watchers. I will see you guys in my next one, either for, I need to do a palette ranking still for all of my 2021 palettes. I need to do the Scott Barnes. I'm going to do a full face of Vive, I think, soon. We got a lot of stuff coming. I'll probably do another video on M Cosmetics and actually dedicate it to that instead of in like a new makeup releases, but 2 more days, guys. 2 more days of work, and then I am officially self-employed, and I can't wait! So, guys, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Okay, bye!